On this vintage Overland adventure, I'm going to be taking the bumper off, grabbing the motor out, pulling the tranny, loading it in the car, taking it to the tranny shop. You've seen the last video. That was crazy. What I'm planning on doing is getting a beefed up gearbox, you know, the aluminum side cover, the super diff, and see what else I could get to beef this thing up. Everything that happened on that was clearly not the transmission's fault. I would say it was more my fault. The throttle sticking, I knew I had an issue on the transmission. It was grabbing because from going back and forth, it grooved the line in my gearbox. So I guess when I fell into the ravine, it pinched, the tranny maybe moved a little bit and pinched it off. And that's why the throttle cables, or the throttle stuck. Hopefully that never happens again. I think the side cover, the heavy duty side plate, is on that side, so if I have to, I can weld up a little tube to prevent it from touching the transmission. So I'll make up something to prevent that from happening again. But I seen it when I was in there adding oil and checking oil levels. I seen the groove. I moved the throttle cable up on top where it belonged, but every time I moved it, it's always went back into that groove. So I knew it. I blew it on that one. But anyways, when it went into the ditch and hit a rock, the front end hit a rock, the car came off the ground, and when it hit the rock and the pressure relieved off the transmission on that side, I'm guessing the transmission moved a little bit and pinched off that accelerator cable. So then the RPMs went up so high, I think it was about a third of a throttle. When I looked at it, it was stuck and I couldn't move the throttle. About a third of the throttle, and when it came down, the wheel was probably going, 30, 40 miles an hour, and it disintegrated the transmission. So I'd like to get it down there, see if they could take some pictures of the stuff, so I can actually, when I go to put it in, I can actually show you what kind of damage I did. I don't know. I have a little puddle of oil underneath it right now. But enough yapping. Let's get on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a time lapse of all this. I have TV on in here, and I've been going back and forth between NASCAR and hockey playoffs. So I'm going to listen to that. It's hard for me to work out here with no noise. It just drives me crazy. So either music or TV. I got to have one or the other going. So I'll do a time lapse for you folks. Here we go. Alright folks, got to get these drums loosened up before I take the motor out. This way it keeps a little bit of weight on the bus so the tires just don't spin when you're jumping on this breaker bar. This is 46 millimeter, 3/4 inch breaker bar. Had to go grab a pipe. There we go. Next side. Same thing, move the hubcap so you don't dent it. That one's a little looser. Whoa, 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 what's that? Here we go. Yeah, take the rear bumper off. Cutting a jug so I can put all my nuts and bolts in one place so I'm not looking for them when I go to reassemble. Plumber butt. Alright, I'm undoing the wiring. Disconnected the battery. Working on the rear hearse bumper. You notice I'm working from my onboard tool bags. That's the way I do it these days. All repairs at home, I work from the same bags I carry on the road. This one kicked my butt a little bit. It was too loose for the wrench, but too tight for my fingers. Go fish. And it looks like I'm staring at the TV more than I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. That'll be a future video, painting up the rear hearse bumper and get it to fit a little bit better. I'm doing the bumper brackets. Hit the right side. Tuck the little wire away so I don't lose that for the backup light. Alright, gather some ratchet wrench, get rid of that nut, go in here, get the upper. Yeah, I use a long extension and a swivel, 17, and get that upper. Looks like I'm doing the rears and taking the heater cables off. Yep, there we go. 17 for the win. This side. I'm going to drain the oil and remove the sump. The sump I'm going to put on my new rebuilt motor. Oh yeah, we're getting a motor and we're getting the tranny. Gotta wait for it to drain. I know. Oh, little oil on the floor. Fuel line, clamp it. I do have a fuel reserve on this year bus, so I go and put it in the middle and it's a fuel block off. So you don't have to really worry about it. Get a little fuel on the floor. I have to keep the floor clean. I got sensitive knees. Showing you there a bolt. I welded a little piece of metal on it so you can actually tighten it without having to hold it in place. Screwdriver so I can undo the clutch cable. Some jack stands. Got the big beefy ones from Harbor Freight. Some people were wondering how I get those tires into this bus. Early bus, as you could tell, they weren't a problem. Gonna drain the reduction boxes so the tranny guy isn't mad at me. Less he has to deal with. Looks like I was taking a break. Undo all the brakes. One side looked a little wet, the other side looked pretty dry. So I'm gonna do new rear brakes, do new shoes. I have early cables with a late transmission, so I had to make a little spacer. So the little spacer's fighting me to get it out. Yay, got it. So I'll do new wheel cylinders, new brake shoes. Oh, I'm still on wheel cylinders. There we go, let's do this side. This is the leaky side. You can see the shoes are a little wet. Got a little oil on them. Sleeves fighting me on this side too. I'm doing the hard lines and the soft lines. Here we go. Remove the shock. Remove the axle bolts. Took a little breather. Alright. Oh wow. Hat looks a little dirty. Drain this side. Take a breather. Getting in there, removing the shift coupler, undoing the front nose cone bolts. Get the starter wires disconnected. Undo the starter. Get the rear carrier bolts off and slide her out. That's a wrap for pulling the motor and tranny. We got the broken tranny out. It's looking pretty good. I could do some cleaning while it's in the shop. Get that all dialed up. Got the old style mount. That's the adapter. I forget who sold that. Okay, the broken tranny. Look at this. Looks good, right? Looks really good. I hope they can weld that up. Wowzers. This. Oh yeah, and the mounts separated. So that was making the tranny move, and you could see the line right here where the accelerator cable went in. The tranny pinched off to one side and grabbed that line where it wouldn't move and was stuck at like 30% acceleration. Anyhoot, I have a 67 Beetle core all taped down. I think I'm gonna go with the Rhino case. I don't know, Brazilian, or was it Arco or Elco or Eco? or the new empty one. I'm not sure. I'll ask the tranny guy what he prefers, and we'll go from there. So let me plug that up, load these gearboxes into the car, and I'll take them down tomorrow. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. You got to see some time lapse of taking a bumper, engine, and transmission out of an old bus. Let me get my face in here so you can see that and be like, what? There's my thumbnail. So lucky, true blessing. This guy's a hero. Saved my life.